space. Wow.
Yeah, I just finished it actually. I would consider it a little more thriller than horror, but it's this fascinating book about a woman who's a psychologist, and she is um, really well versed in this type of psychology
Hey, Buck.
that in the future allows her to see people's like tiny facial tics and just the way that they hold their bodies, their body language, and determine things about their psyche from that. And she's stuck on this ship that's going to investigate a planet to see if we're going to go colonize that planet. And like things are unraveling. There's androids on this ship who she connects with much better than she does her fellow humans. The humans don't really trust her because she likes the androids so much. It has this very claustrophobic feel. It reminded me a lot of the movie Alien in a lot of ways, in good ways. And in the end, it also kind of has some temporal
about
dynamics
40
and a
miles
lot
from
of
Ohio.
interesting thought on artificial
Hold off.
as you learn more about what's going on and
I plan to finish eating this.
people are having these psychotic
I got lost in looking at the phone for a little bit.
what's going on with the androids who are not what they seem.
Staff is almost ready for the picture these days. Steve from Sacramento who has a question about a book award this year. Hi, Steve. Hi. So I was wondering, what do you think should win the Hugo Award for best novel and best series? Yeah, the Hugo is the top prize, Emily, right?
Yeah, it's one of the big prizes. The Hugo and the Nebula are the two big science fiction and fantasy prizes. I think it's always just fun to try to read all the novels, because they're usually, with a few exceptions, they're usually all quite excellent. And so it's worth just checking them out to see what people are excited about. The Hugo Awards are nominated by fans. So it's anyone who is a reader. So it's not a fancy group of judges who decide. It's by fan vote. So your fellow fans are picking.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's popular, as we used to say. Hannah from Portland recommends a classic sci-fi author. Hannah, hi, welcome to Science Friday.
Hi, actually, it's Hannah's dad.
A little shy, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. We just listened to Philip Pullman's series, his Dark Materials. I was just curious about, you folks have read this, and what you think about this interesting mesh of particle physics and fantasy that he pulls together in this series.
Good question. With particle physics, it's hard to know where the fantasy and science ends, right?
There's a lot of really amazing stuff that's been written that kind of lives on that border, and some of it's really fun. Like I'm thinking of Gideon the Ninth and Pharaoh the Ninth, like lesbian necromancers in space. There's necromancy, but there's also like spaceships, and it's really hard to tell what's going on because you, the reader, don't have.
Yeah, I saw Channel 19 do a thing earlier on Facebook. Going to be lots of pop-up showers, yeah.
Genre are these crossovers where you get like a fantasy horror story or a science fiction fantasy story. I think it makes the stories feel more awe-inspiring because you kind of remember how much that science is really about exploring the unknown. And it's not about what we do know, it's about what we're trying to know. And so I think fantasy can help you evoke that feeling.
I'm Ira Plater. This is Science Friday from WNYC Studios. We are talking about our summer book list with Annalee Newitz, science journalist and author of Four Lost Cities, A Secret History.
Yep. So they were just talking about summer reading science fiction lists and stuff. She named a book, I think it was called Mount, like mounting a horse. It's about these aliens that land on Earth or invade Earth, and they're little, squishy kind of things, and they start breeding humans as their way to get around. So they create this